All right, we're good to go. Awesome. Hey, welcome everyone to Orlando Java User Group and / Orlando Devs. I believe Orlando Java User Group is now part of ODevs. So I'm basically here to kind of like speak for ODevs and introduce you guys into what that is if you're not familiar. ODevs is a nonprofit that runs tech meetups in Orlando as well as other tech events such as hackathons, workshops, very many different things. And now Java User Group is part of us. And part of you guys joining Orlando Devs is we have sponsors, and that gets access to things such as this building, making sure we have like some donations for food and all that stuff. So basically, that's the benefit. Cool. Orlando Devs, we do have a mission, which is basically running events in Orlando and Central Florida to help people like learn more about tech, upskill themselves, either get into tech or grow in their careers. And we do have a lot of meetup groups underneath us. These are some of them. I'm personally the organizer of Project Codex, which is a meetup group that focused on bringing people along into the tech industry or doing training workshops, things along those lines. We do have a newsletter. If you want to scan that QR code and sign up for it, every week or so we send out an email out with like all the events that are coming up in Orlando, as well as other random tidbits. We try not to be spammy, so it's only really goes out whenever there's actually information to publish and not marketing stuff. We do have a code of conduct. Just boils down to be friendly, don't be mean to each other. Kind of like very standard stuff. We do have the list of events that are coming up. So tonight's events is the first one there. However, we do have other events coming up that you can, if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get. If not, you can join our Discord and you'll find the event calendar there as well. So yep, that's the ones for the rest of the month. And there's more events that have been added since this was actually written. And we do have a website. So if you were to go to orlandodevs.com, you'll see that website. And in there, you can find the link to join our Discord, as well as information about each group that we help host. And now I'll kick it over to Percy.
Sure, thank you.
Oh, and you want to...
Hello, everyone. My name is Percy Vega. I am the new organizer of the Orlando Java Users Group. So I'm truly delighted to be here. And a little bit about me. I'm originally from Peru. I came to the US when I was 22. I've been in Orlando for 4 years. Before that, I was in Miami for 20 years. And have been programming in Java for a little more than 20 years. So, yes. And the Orlando JUG is already planning our next couple of events. So hopefully I'll see you all there. And before we begin, I would like to thank our sponsors. For example, Orlando Devs, right? Which is a vibrant community of software developers, designers, and enthusiasts in the Orlando and Central Florida area. So thanks to the Orlando Devs. And also would like to thank our other sponsor who is here, Tiffany Valderramos. She's a financial professional with New York Life who helps individuals, families, and business owners protect what matters most through life insurance, retirement, and legacy planning. Her mission is to empower our community with financial confidence and peace of mind by creating personalized strategies that support her clients' goals for protection, growth, and lasting financial security. Thank you, Tiffany. And now, without further ado, all the way from Brazil, our international speaker, please join me in welcoming Bruno Souza.
Thank you. You should. Why are you sitting down? Come here. Yes, I'm serious. Come here. First of all, because we need your microphone.
I'm sorry?
First, because we need your microphone.
Oh, okay.
But second, look, I'm very, very happy that Percy has decided to restart the Orlando Java Group. We're doing. Maybe I can put connect here just so you guys see what's. Okay, I don't think it. I don't know what happened there. See if I just connect again. See if it works. Maybe not.
Is it giving you a hard time?
Oh, there it is.
Good. Okay, good. So we're one of the things that we do a lot is kind of come visit user groups. And I'm passionate about user groups. I helped create the Java user groups community many years ago. When we started, were 10 user groups around the world, and now we have almost 700 Java user group leaders in the main list, right? So it's great to have. Orlando has been a user group for many years, right? So you guys, I think you're part of it, right? So you're talking about outside a little bit, right? Yeah, right. So Orlando has a user group for many years, and Mike Levin is a good friend. I've been trying to come here and give a talk in Orlando for several years now, and there's always it's always not possible. So I'm very happy that you guys are restarting it. I think it's very important. So just so you see, right now we're here in Orlando, and then we go to Jacksonville, and then we go to Chicago, and then Houston, Atlanta, right? Just in a small trip. So just this 1 week we're gonna do this, and so Orlando is it's a very important city. You guys are just talking about. There's a big event from IBM last week, and it's really important. So thanks so much, man, for doing this.
Thank you.
All right, so put your hand together for Percy, guys. Yeah, and we do need a microphone. That was not a joke. Okay. All right, so so this is a little tour. I have here with me, I'll introduce them in a minute, but Luiz here from SoJava and Thiago from Java Noroeste. We're three guys from Brazil, Java group leaders, and we're coming here, to visit all those user groups here in the US, and having fun. We also have another special guest that we're going to introduce in a minute here. She's going to be here with us too. So what I'm going to do. I know that we have the agenda, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly talk a little bit about reputation, right? And then we're going to bring the four of us to answer questions. So the whole goal here is to help you in your career, right? So to help with that, and I want everyone, the three of us, to pay attention so we know who people are here. So to help us help you, right? Let me ask you who you are, right? So first of all, there were some people outside that were not Java developers. So who here consider yourself a Java developer? Okay, very good, right? So who here is not a Java developer, but is a developer? Okay, so everyone is here is on a software developer. That's good. There's one guy here that's talking to. All right, so what are you studying? You got here a month ago, so what does that mean? Oh, you just graduated. Oh, you just graduated. Okay, cool. Okay, so you're starting your career right now. Okay, that's cool. So who here consider yourself or have this position of a junior professional? 1, 2, 3 years of career, right? Okay, good. Who here you consider yourself or you have a position of a mid-level developer, right? 3, 5 years of career? All right, cool. And who here consider yourself or have this position of a senior professional? All right, very cool. So is anyone here that has a beyond senior position? Okay, all right, more or less. Okay, good. Okay, so perfect. So we can talk about, so you got it, right? So know who everyone is, right? So mostly what we have here, just if is some mid-level, mostly senior professionals, right? And that's exactly, this is great because we can talk a lot about Java here. I'm known as the Brazilian JavaMan, and I'll talk a little bit about reputation here. You're gonna know why that, right? But we're gonna talk. We can talk a lot about Java here. But our goal is to help you do the next step in your career. That's the goal of this conversation here. And if you are a senior developer and you have, especially those, because I can see some of you guys are like this, right? So, right, if you're like me and Percy, for example, that you have over 15 or over 20 years career, right? Then there's a lot of things that you can do for you, right? A lot, right? And so Most people raise their hand as senior developer, right? Most people think that this is the end of the of like the last step, but it's just the beginning, right? There's lots of things you can do beyond that, and I think that this is great, right? So we can talk a little bit about those things, right? Make sense? So what we're going to do here today, we're going to do I'll do very short introduction. I'm going to introduce those two guys. I'm going to introduce our special guest, and then we're going to do questions for at least 1 hour of questions. Is that good? So what I want you to think about, especially for the question side, is I'm going to ask you two questions. I'm going to ask them again in a minute, right? Two questions. One, where do you want to get in your career? You know, wherever you are, what's the next step for you? Where do you want to get? Or even the next few steps if you want to, right? Where do you want to get in your career? Okay? Can you think about where you want to get in your career? Yeah? You know, Percy told me what he wants, right? You know? So is that still what you want to get since last Friday? Did it change? Okay, good. All right. So where do you want to get, right? The second question I want you to think about is what's the challenge? What's preventing you from achieving that today? You know, what's missing? What's the challenge that you're facing? Is that, you know, lack of time, lack of knowledge, you don't know how to do it, whatever it is, right? Your company doesn't support you, you know, whatever, right? Think about what the challenge is, because we want to answer those questions for you. But we get in a minute, okay? So let me quickly tell you my secret. I do have a secret to grow your career, right? And I call this, well, actually, before the secret, there's a Java champion. The Java champions are, you know, professional developers that are recognized for their contributions and for the work they do for the Java ecosystem, right? So there's a Java champion that told me something to my mentorship group a few months ago. And usually, the way we think is like this. We believe that I have to be this ultra expert, and then I get to go and work on amazing things, right? That's why we study a lot. I like to say that professional developers, software developers, Java developers in general, but the developers in general, we are, what do you say? Maybe love learning? Is that fair? Right? I like to say that we are addicted to learn, right? Let me try to prove that you're addicted to learn, right? So who here has bought, right, a book about something that you wanted to learn and you wanted to apply and you never even opened the book? All right. So no, you see, even worse, right? So who here has bought a course, like a training, and you paid lots of money for the training, and you never even access the training, right? Okay, so we were addicted to learn, right? You know, this guy's like, oh, I can't believe I do that, right? I thought I was not going to hit it in my hand, right? So yes, you know, so we're addicted to learn, right? So we think that we need to learn, and then we become the experts, and then we get to do good things, right? So here's what the message from a Java champion to you. Heinz Kibbutz won the believes you're the right person to do it, they're going to call you to do it. And sometimes, you know, there are other people that know even more than you. I was talking to a friend of mine, a Java champion, a few days ago, and this Java champion told me, there are people that know more Java than me, right? But the reality is that it doesn't matter that you know more Java. If you don't get called to solve the big things, you don't get to solve the big things, even if you know more. But if you get called to solve the big things, you get the experience to solve the big things. And with that experience, you become the expert. Make sense? Right? So it is a thing about positioning, right? And I think I should have put a timer here, just do it really quick, right? So let me just... Okay. So really quick here, I have, for you to build your positioning, for you to build a reputation, I have what I call the career, what career reputation? I have what I call the reputation formula, right? Reputation is what people believe about you. Okay? If you want to you position yourself as an expert, people have to believe that you are the expert, right? So a reputation is what people believe about you. Now, here's the question. If I don't know you, what do I believe about you? Nothing, right? You know, so I need to know you to believe something about you, right? And so if you don't do the work of find a way for me to get to know you, then you have no reputation. And it's fake. It's not that we don't have no reputation, right? We have whatever reputation people assign to you, right? You know, they might look at me, for example, and say, oh, that's an old guy that's been working with Java since '96, but he's giving talks. So he probably doesn't know a lot about Java. He's just a stage developer, for example. You know, that's what people might think, right? Because he goes on presentations. You know, that's what they think, because if I don't do any work to build my reputation, they think whatever they want. Make sense? So here's how you do reputation, right? So I call the reputation formula, and it's a formula, right? So there are things you need to do to increase reputation, and there are things you need to decrease to increase. I don't even I cannot even say this. He's okay. That's not very good. So what I did is I changed the words a little bit, and I made reputation. That's easier, right? So reputation are 7 things you need to increase reputation, 3 things you need to decrease to increase reputation, right? Now it's not time to take pictures. The time to take pictures is right now. Okay. Right? Okay, so that's the reputation formula. VR JavaMan on Twitter or everywhere else, right? So you can take a picture and send it to your friends, right? So here's a reputation formula, right? So you have to have responsibility, you have to have expertise, you have to have a focus, having purpose, right? You have to uplift, you have to get people around you and help them grow. You know, that's being a giver. That's what Percy's doing, for example, right? He's being here, he's putting his time to organize this thing here. You know, he's been working with me for months, right? To make sure that we have this whole thing organized. So he's putting his time to help everyone else. So that's the uplift part, right? You know, being a giver. You have to take action. There's no reputation. People that don't take action, people that don't do anything, they just study, they have no reputation, right? And so you have to have autonomy. Autonomy is a very important thing. The software developers in general have lots of autonomy, but many developers, they kind of shy away from having autonomy, right? They just kind of let everyone else decide. That's what happens to a lot of senior developers, right? They get to a position that they should have full autonomy. They should do whatever they want, but they are waiting for other people to decide what they're going to do, waiting what the other people are going to decide what they're going to work on, waiting for how much time they have to invest in things. The more autonomy you can have, the better, right? And I can see from helping a lot of developers, the more autonomy you have, the happier you are with your job, right? Because you're doing the things that you want to do. You're doing the things that you like to do, right? And so especially for beyond senior positions, the biggest thing you have to have is autonomy. And autonomy is a weird thing because autonomy is something that either you have it or you cannot ask for it. Because if you ask for it, it means you don't have. If you don't have, you don't deserve to have. So autonomy is something that you maybe conquer. Maybe that's the best word to say, right? Okay, so then in trust, you have to build trust. Trust requires visibility. I have to be visible. People need to know me. I cannot trust someone that I don't know. Right? So you have we have lots of time for questions. Okay, so really quick. So then here's how you apply the reputation formula. That's the important part, right? So my secret are three things: technology, community, and open source. So let's see how that applies, right? So technology is Java. In my case is Java. In your case can be something else, right? The guy over there said Ruby outside, right? Someone mentioned .NET outside. So it can be any technology, right? So having a focus on technology gives you some of the reputation formula, right? Not everything, but some of the things, right? Responsibility, expertise, purpose, autonomy. If you focus on some kind of technology, it gives you some of the reputation formula, right? The other thing is community. Doing what Percy is doing what Luiz is doing what Thiago is doing, right? Building communities gives you some of those things too, right? Communities give some of the things, especially uplift, for example, right? You're not an I person if you're helping others all the time, right? So, gives you some of the things. Now, the last one is open source. Right? We can talk more about how to participate in open source, but open source gives you a lot of things, right? Open source, you're participating on projects done by lots of people, right? So open source gives you a lot of things, right? Lots of responsibility, expertise, et cetera, right? So, you have to take action to participate in open source. So open source gives you a lot of things. So if we merge those three things, technology, community, and open source, what happens is that you're acting in most of the things in the reputation formula. You still have I'm going to show my secret, right? So that's what I do. I'm known as the Brazilian Java man. I've been working with Java since the first Alpha 2 release in 1995. And, I'm the guy to start talking about Java in Brazil very early on. I was working for Sun that time. I had a big luck, right, to be there. And because of Java, right, I participated on the Java community process. I'm on the board of the JCP. The JCP is the community that defines the Java technology, right? So I'm on the board of the JCP. For multiple moments, I was a director on the Open Source Initiative, the organization that defines open source worldwide. I helped create the Java groups. So Java is someone said they works with Java since 1998. I'm not sure who said that. So Java was created. We created So Java in 1998. So it's a user group that has almost 30 years now. And through So Java, I helped create the worldwide JavaScript community. I already mentioned them, almost 700 JavaScript leaders in this community, right? So all of these has helped me. We even create a mascot, right? Juggy, right? Juggy is the mascot. So let me quickly introduce you to Juggy, right? So Juggy is the mascot for Java user groups, not for Java. The mascot for Java is Duke, right? Duke, right? So here's the problem. Duke was trademarked by Sun. Java users could not use Duke. So we got together and and there's another problem. Duke doesn't speak, right? Duke. How you doing? I do speak, right? How you doing, guys? So Jug is our mascot, right? So he's a Java finch. So someone was mentioning here that Oracle had to change the logo, right? So who was saying that? You're saying that, right? So Oracle asked, so Juggy actually can be called a Java finch because he's a Java finch. We don't have to put TM on Juggy. Yes, I'm a Java finch, and I'd love to be here with you guys. I'm here, the mascot for Java user groups. Thanks, TRC. Good work, man. So if you ever see Juggy right there, he's representing Java groups everywhere. Thank you. Okay, put your hands together for me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Okay, so that's Juggy. I'll just leave him here. You can take pictures later if you want. So we did all of that. So that's building community, right? So there's three things: Java, community, open source, right? And how far this can get you. I've worked on amazing jobs. I've worked for for amazing projects. I did some of the largest Java projects in the world. I even have, I run my own company. I have full autonomy, right? My friend here that's very, very good friend. We do lots of things together. He has to go back because he's on vacation. So he's taking his vacation to be here giving talks to you. But for me, I'm just doing, because I have full autonomy. I can just do whatever I want, right? And that's important. It's important for you. If you want to grow your career, especially when you have over 15, 20 years of career, you have to figure out how to have full autonomy. So you can just do things, right? Do what you think is best for you and for your company, everything, right? So autonomy does not mean do whatever you want, disconnect from your company, right? Autonomy means doing the things you want, connect with the company, of course, right? Okay, so, and then this is a picture of me at JavaMan last year, 2 years ago, when I was awarded the very first Lifetime Achievement Award from Java. Right, so I was the first one. There's only 5 people in the world that got this award. I was the first one, right? And so that's how far this whole thing can get you. That's how far reputation can get you, right? Because let me tell you one thing. The one thing I know I'm not the best Java developer around. I'm probably not the best Java developer in this room. I'm not probably. I know I'm not the best Java developer in this room, right? And so it's not about being the best, right? It's about having purpose and having, having a focus and all the things we're talking about, having a reputation. Reputation is the whole thing. Make sense? All right, so here's my first gift to you guys. Actually, I'll just leave this link here while I introduce the other guys here. I'm also gonna give you some, I have the reputation form in a sticker, so I can just give that to you guys around. So let me, is that fair? So thank you very much. Thank you. So I'll mention what this QR code here in a minute. But let me just introduce, you have slides now? You have slides now? No? Okay. So let me just introduce 3 people here. I want them to talk a little bit about what they're going to talk about. So first is Luiz, right? So are you okay there? Okay. So Luiz is a Java, he's a university professor. He's a Java developer, like a senior Java developer, and he also works, he's one of the leaders of Java, the largest Java group in the world, right? So put your hands together to Luiz.
Hello, everyone. So on top of what Bruno just said, I really like to talk about 3 things, 3 actions that you can take to grow your career. Like, besides everything that Bruno said here, there are 3 things that I usually...
I'll put the former back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There are 3 simple things that you can do, that you can start doing right now, very simple things that can help you achieve this reputation that Bruno mentioned before. So one of these things is sharing knowledge. So whenever, doesn't matter if you're beginning right now or if you are a senior developer, if you are able to share, if you are willing to share knowledge with people, this can bring reputation to you. So you can get visibility. No matter if you are, like you said, I forgot your name, sorry. Yeah, you just said that you finish your study right now. Yeah. Okay, so when we are studying, we usually think that we don't have knowledge to share because we are studying right now. But everyone needs help to get better in some point. So no matter if you are studying like oriented object programming, if you're studying a new language, if you're studying a new tool, like we were talking about IntelliJ, IDEA, and VS Code, everything you can share with other people. Everything that you're learning, you can help sharing. And when you share knowledge, you're studying more, because we don't want to be here talking about something that we don't know about. So hard for me when I'm trying to share knowledge is that I'm studying harder, because I don't want to talk anything wrong to other people, okay? So for me, sharing knowledge is one thing that can help you grow technically, and you get visible, because other people start to follow you and start learning from you. The second thing that I want to share with you is about relationships. So the second most important thing for me when I am here with you in this JUG meeting, or when I'm in some event like we did last week, we were at IBM Tech Exchange event. So there we had a JCon, okay? Okay, I'm here. Thank you. So within the IBM Tech Exchange, we had the JCon event, and we have there we had lots of Java champions. As Bruno said, Java champion is someone that knows a lot about Java and get recognized by Oracle within this program. And one of the things, one of the goals I had for this trip was to have relationships to people that I like to learn from, like Java champions. So I had an amazing time talking with Mary, talking with Jonathan Villa, talking with Elder Moraes. So the second thing here, an action that you can start taking right now, is building meaningful relationships in the tech community. So who you want to be friends with? Like I'm here in a talk from Bruno, and I'm learning from him. And there are a lot of things that he's sharing with me that is very important for my career. Build in the tech community are like priceless. And the third one, so the first was sharing knowledge. The second one is building meaningful relationships in the tech community. And the third one, the last one, that I think is the three steps, like the most important for your career right now, is participating in a community. So we are here in a JUG community meeting. Maybe you want to know people from other communities like AWS or Kubernetes, Docker, I don't know, maybe .NET, doesn't matter. The thing is, open yourself to be in a community of people that talks the same technology of you, the same technology that you use in your daily job or in your study, doesn't matter. So you can share the same experiences, or maybe you have the same problems that the people that are coming to this meeting like this one. So the technology community, I think, is the better place. Maybe also some tech events, but I think within communities, you can have like this more proximity with people. Like we are there having a pizza and talking. It's different from being here. You can see that I'm nervous. I'm very nervous here because it's my first talk in person abroad. Okay, so thank you. But doesn't matter. I'm nervous, but I'm very happy to be here talking about this with you, because this really changed my career. So I wanted to be here sharing this with you so you can do the same, maybe in your community, maybe in this one here in Orlando, JUG, or maybe doesn't matter the community. You have to be there, and you have to be willing to participate. Not only maybe you can start like this, watching someone talking, but maybe one day you can be here sharing your knowledge with the other people. Okay, so these 3 steps, I really recommend you to start doing today. Okay, so thank you guys.
Very good. Very good, Luiz. So that's Luiz Real, coordinator of SoJava. He does talk well in Portuguese, so he should not be that nervous, right? But that's true, right? We get nervous, right? Okay, so I'd like to also talk to Thiago. Thiago is an international developer, so he lives in Brazil, but he worked for companies here in the US, and Thiago.
Actually, I'm the technical guy, so I'm the developer one. So actually, I'm here to talk to you about Java itself. So I'm here to discuss new features, to discuss whatever things that you'd like to know about what's happening on Java world. And I'm the guy who's applying this thing. So I'm enjoying my PTO actually, because the company I work for offers like unlimited PTO. And one good thing about reputation is that you can work from anywhere. Because if you build trust in your own company, so the company allows you to work from anywhere. So I work from Brazil. The company is based in the US, based in Tampa. It's called Actable. And I work from Brazil for about 10 years already in this company for 3 years. So this allows me to come to US twice a year and spend my money on Disney and and Apple Store. And Apple Store. Yeah. But yeah, when you talk about career, and we're talking about being a developer, so like building a reputation is really important, because this flexibility that you're only on when you build trust in any company that you work for. Nowadays, it's getting quite hard for us to get a remote job, because most of the companies has now that back to office policy. Yeah, but